Hey guys, today I am going to plant up my baptisia seedling that I grew from seed. Last year after harvesting the seed, I did a video where I just germinated into a couple of plastic containers that I had. This is one of the plastic containers. I have several seedling in here, but the baptisia, which is the indigo plant, is the one that looks like this. You can see it has multiple sets of leaves now, so it's ready to go into the pot. You can see there's multiple of them, and it's like different stages that they come out. So this one has more setting of leaves than this one that's coming out. Here's one over here, and a couple more over here. So these guys are ready to be dug up and put in its own pot. And then I'm going to just let it grow in its pot until hopefully fall time. When they're big enough, then I can transplant them into the ground. I am working to prep more land to have more garden. And in order to do that, this is probably the cheapest and most cost efficient way to grow plants so you can put them more out in the garden. If you buy them from the store, they can range from $15 to $25 a plant. And so why not have some seedlings that you can grow yourself? It does take time, though. That's the only bad thing. The cost effective is great, but you do have to spend a little bit of quality of time getting it to germinate, and then from then transplanting and then letting them grow to become a full plant to where you can plant them in the ground. Last year, a couple of them did sprout early, and I actually did put them into the ground, but you have to be really careful. I had to stake around them because my dogs like to walk in the garden and sit and lay in the garden. So a lot of them either got damaged by the dogs, or hopefully they're in the ground and coming up. And I think they are. Let me show you really quickly. 1 second while I go out there and show you where it's coming up. Alright, here is one that I planted in the ground, and you can see 3 little, I guess, eye or whatever you call them is coming up. They do look a little bit like asparagus when they come out of the ground. I transplanted this into the ground when it was really little. And then I put a stake around it so that the dogs don't walk around it, lay around this area. And this was done last year, probably during the fall time. And then it overlaid through the winter. Now that we are approaching spring, they are coming up. So it's looking like they'll be nice for me. Still a young plant, not a full-grown mature, so I don't expect that until another year or two. But that's a great success. I transplanted a couple other ones, but it didn't look like they're coming up as fast as these ones are. So let me go back, and I'm going to show you just how to pot them up, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so back to the container. The tool I'm really going to use is just a plastic knife. You just need anything that can help you dig down and grab a little bit of dirt with the root, and then you pot it in. It's hard to do this unless you do it in those little cells, but I find that the little cells are a little bit expensive to purchase, so I find this way works just fine for me. And that's really all you need. Of course, your pot and then your medium that you want to put them in to let them get situated in. Alright, so here's my working station. Sorry, it's not very professional setup, but it works for me. So once you get your medium all situated, all you have to do is make a little divot where you're going to put the plant. And then we're going to go in. Let me make sure it's actually recording where the plant is. So I'm just going to go in and gently uproot it. And these roots are actually a lot deeper than I give them credit for. So up comes one. And I got some roots with it, soil with it. So here's the root. Let me see. Here's the root, you can see. And I'm just going to gently make a hole got more soil than I thought. And I'm just going to put the plant in just like that and kind of backfill it a little. And then put it in, and then I'll give it a good water when we're done. Oh, so it'll look like this. Like you transplant it. Now we just water it. Alright, the only bad thing is you stir up the soil for the other potential seedlings that might come up, but that's alright. Ideally, if all your seedlings can come up at the same time, but we know as a gardener, even when you plant two plants right next to each other, they will never really fully grow at the same maturity and rate and size. Okay, let's go for this one. Just gonna go down, kind of gently tug up the soil. Look at how long these roots are. So here you go. Here are some more roots, soil. We're going to do the same thing, kind of create a little hole. And then just gently tease it in there. And then we backfill. So that's another one. And then I try to put my soil back. And then let's get this one. This one's pretty big. Ooh. This one I might have to take like 3 of them up at once. Gotta get your hand in there. Oh, there's 2 of them right next to each other. That's why I was struggling. So these roots are a little bit more developed. Let's separate them. Here we go. Let's put this one in this pot. So with baptisia, they have kind of a taproot. Once they're in the ground, it's hard to transplant them. Taproot plants don't like to be disturbed. And move around, and it's hard to divide them. The success rate for dividing them is not as great. That's one. Put this one in. And nestle it in there. Water them. So this one only really has 2 sets of leaves, but the roots look nice, so I'm just going to plant it up. All right. So we got a little bit more than I anticipated, so I might have to go get some more pots. Oops. So the only bad thing about using these plastic container in the sun, eventually it will get really brittle, and you can see here it's breaking right there. Oh. So here I created a window. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your container. But here's a couple more, so I'll get some more pots so I can root them up. Wow, look at this one. This one root is really long. So it looks like this area over here, they have a better success for rooting. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to get another container for the seedling. I guess since I'm here, I might as well dig up the rest of them, since they have more than one sets of leaves. Oops. Sometimes you can feel the roots underneath. If it feels like it's being tugged on, you just kind of move the soil a little, just to make sure you get the rest of the roots. Alrighty. So I gotta go get some more pots and continue to plant them up. Alright, we got more pots, so I'm doing more planting. Just getting everybody rooted and situated. Before I give them a good water. Seems like the wind is starting to pick up again. Alrighty. Looks like we got another tall one over here. Let's dig this one up. That one's situated. All right, you guys, 34 baptisia, which is false indigo plants, have been potted up, ready to go for next year. I gave them a good water, and everybody's just kind of getting acclimated and rooting in. So I put it in the shade corner of the shed, so hopefully they'll get acclimated, get a little bit of sun, and then eventually they will require full exposure to sun. So we're slowly integrate them so that they would get acclimated into more of a full sun spot. These are some of the hydrangea cutting that I took that I've rooted, and I potted them up. I have a whole bunch more that I need to pot them up, but I'm running out of potting soil, and potting soil is so expensive. It appears that everybody and their family wants to garden since COVID, and prices for flowers and plants and potting soils have kept going up and up. Now, we did find a good sale at Costco. They had some soil, potting soil as well as in-ground soil that was for sale for $9 regular. I think they were $15 to $17, so almost half off. So that is a great deal. So keep your eyes open for your stores that carries them in bulk, and then that way you can get them at a great price and continue to garden and grow your own. So with this, if I were to purchase each plant, the low end would be $5. Most of them are like $10, $12, up all the way up to $50, and you can see bigger trees up in the hundreds. So even if you were to do that, look at all the money you would save by doing your own seedlings. So I definitely would recommend it. It does take a little bit more time and effort though. So if you have a lot of space, it's worthwhile to invest in seedlings and then put them out in your garden and grow. If you don't have a lot of space and all you need is one or two, go ahead and just go buy them at the store, and then that way you can enjoy them. But do what you can to grow your plants and create your beautiful space. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.